I've just been enjoying just talking with you guys for the last few days and just kind of riffing on things. And today I'm thinking about the moment, and I have to laugh, I guess, or chuckle at it because that doesn't seem like there's much there to talk about. And yet, the more that I'm experiencing this coming into the moment, this dwelling in the moment, learning to understand or to comprehend exactly the hugeness of what's involved in that it's enormous. It's very exciting, actually. It's very beautiful, absolutely. uh, some of the ideas that swirl around, or the experience of swirling around in the moment, is first of all that there's one eternal moment. There's not a bunch of moments. The thing that is multiple is our mental snapshot of moments, and that's what creates time and creates our sense of movement and change. The moment cannot contain change. I mean, the easiest way to think about that is that if you have a future and a past, and you're seeing the future slide over what would be like a, I don't know, like the head that a cassette tape runs over, plays the music of the moment. That point where the tape touches that top of that, I don't know, that sensor, uh, is infinitely small, right? And so all of that we're seeing and experiencing is really written on a piece of single ply toilet tissue, as it were. It doesn't take any time. It's just isness in this moment. And so the moment has no change, no movement, which leads me to think, along the lines of the moment being the divine, that God in the Old Testament, God gives his name as I am, right? And Sri Nisargadatta is always talking about the I am, this awareness that's within us, and that is the divine source of all things. And so this moment that we're experiencing as changing and as moving really is not changing and is not moving. It's a single eternal moment. And the divine projects on that, as it were. And so to be in the moment is to be without thought, because thought requires time. And to just be absolutely in the moment means that there has to be a beautiful silence, the silence of the moment, which is an infinite silence, the silence of the dark of the night sky, the container of infinite suns and their light. That the moment contains all of that in its pure potential. It's the moment that becomes everything and that has been everything. In this moment, if you take into account your mental concept of a past and your mental concept of a future, both of which, number one, are inaccurate. We do not remember events as they are. We remember events as we remember them, and they change every time we tell the story. We elucidate it a bit more, or change a color, or add some emphasis, and the story changes. And I've had very physical experiences of this in my life, going back to see people that I knew from my childhood and spending time with them and realizing that my collection of memories from our time together is radically different from theirs, and that their history of our time together is very different from my own. So I see the subjective nature of time and of memory. And so if we take into account these concepts of a past and a future, that they are clouds. They prevent us from experiencing the unchanging moment, and they cover our mind, because our mind is obsessed with past and future, and we can't see the moment as it is, because we're juggling, these concepts along with our experience of the moment. And a lot of times we've mentioned that the nature of the ideas of past that we have, those are our attachments. We remember, we grab things out of the flow of time, as it were. and we put them in our memory because we didn't want them to pass. We didn't want them to go away. And so we tried to share our immortal experience of the moment by grabbing these things and placing them in memory, making them part of us. And so those are our attachments, the things that we have held on to and created memories from. And those attachments are what create a lens through which we experience moment, the present, the divine, the isness, the I am. But because they're attachments, they color and skew our perspective, right? And then our desires, the things that we want, those things become our future, our projections. And the cool thing about the moment is that the entire past is implicated in this moment, that all of what you would conceive of the past has created this moment, and that your entire future is projected out from this moment. And so all of the potentials and possibilities of your future are here in this moment. And the most amazing thing about this moment is that it is your destiny. You create your destiny in this moment. You create your karma, if you will, in this moment. You put it together, and it unfolds as you have put it together in this moment, seemingly, as we play in the mind or live in the mind. And so coming out of mind and coming into the heart is a way of talking about coming out of the changing moment, coming out of the time-space causation arrangement of mind, coming out of the past, present, and future arrangement of mind, and coming out of mind and stepping into heart, which is timeless and silent and unmoving, and contains all of those potentialities that we just talked about. It is this pregnant moment of being. And within that moment, even though it's silence, even though it's a pregnant silence, the thing that I can't help noticing is that there is such a joy in it as you actually begin to let go of past and let go of future and to learn to be. Just be. No thoughts going on, no stories going on, no narratives happening, nothing telling you like things are. You're just fully experiencing the open doors of everything in its moment. That there's always such a bliss there. There's always such a joy there. And it's a joy and a bliss that isn't dependent on anything. The moment itself contains it, emulates it, expresses it, allows it. I don't know, all of those words together. And so this moment, this being present, wow, what an amazing gift and source of contentment it is. And I've really enjoyed Brother Lawrence's teaching on the presence of the divine, to learn to be present and to understand the divine, whatever that might be. God is a word that means so much and yet so little to us, because we just really don't know what we're talking about when we say it. But if you undefine it and just let it be this infinite unknown of the nature of Satchitananda, the nature of love, being, and wisdom, your relationship with that divinity is your relationship with this moment. It's your relationship with now. And to allow this moment to be free and clear of any of your own projections, of your own egoism, your own smallness, is to be in the presence of the divine. And even more than presence, it's to not almost, I guess, in the ultimate truth, to feel no difference, that there is no separation between the moment and the divine and the self and you. There's no division there. The thing that gives the division is this illusory attachment to past and projection of desire into future. So find your freedom. You carry it with you everywhere. You've never been separated from it. Learn to move into the moment. Learn to let go of the concepts that are tangled in your mind. Learn to silence your narratives and to listen to nothingness, and see what is evident to you in that silence of the moment. See what wonders present themselves when the mind is silent And when the inner world is simply paying attention with all of its surrender, yeah, play, run, experiment, see. It's worth every moment of effort. And if it's difficult at first, don't let that become doubt. Just keep going. Just keep going.